Okay, it's DJ DUBL here, and today I am joined by one of the best in this thing. It's King P Money. What's good, bro?
What are you saying?
I'm alright, man. So that's your Twitter handle, King P Money.
Yeah.
Why did you choose King P Money?
I think everyone kind of has their own world, innit? They're their own person. You are the king of your life, innit? I think if you kind of just move like that, yeah, that's the vibe still.
Not a bad way to think, I guess.
Yeah.
King P Money. So this is quite an important interview for me because you're actually one of the artists that really got me into grime. So I grew up on hip hop. I grew up as a DJ playing a lot of hip hop, especially US stuff.
Yeah.
But it was the Ghetts clash.
Yeah.
And that got so much hype because it was really before social media took off with promoting music. So for that to go as big as it did, that got my attention.
Yeah.
And I think the one that really got me was the War Dub. Like, it was sick. And from then, that got me into like grime culture properly. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I knew about the commercial like Pals and stuff, but it was that clash in particular that really made me think, okay, well, like this is sick over here as well. Yeah. So, I mean, firstly, I guess my first question is, when you get interviewed and conversations and stuff about your career, is it annoying for you that Ghetts' his name always comes up because that was such a big thing? No,
it's part of my career. It would only be annoying if it was like, I don't know, I came out a loser or something like that. But it's part of my career. I'm not gonna act like it weren't a big moment. It definitely was. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, you was more into hip hop, but even you was hearing about it. Like loads of people that weren't even listening to grime was talking about it. Do you know what I mean? Like I remember Westwood. He interrupted his Radio 1 primetime show to play my War Dub, so it's like it was a big thing at the time. So I don't ever mind talking about it, to be honest.
How did it start between you and Ghetts? What caused the friction in the first place?
It was more an ego thing, man. Like we was actually cool at first. Like he was bigging me up and stuff as an up and comer, but yeah, I think he just felt like the way I was coming up, it might be a bit of a threat, But then it kind of changed over the course of like it going from like just egos. It started to get tense. Obviously, I said stuff, he said stuff, and we ain't actually friends. We've never been friends. Right. So obviously, some people took things personal and whatever. Plus, there was people in everyone's ears. So eventually, it was like exactly. It was like 7 years of it could be anything really.
So it was. I mean, it kind of did escalate a little bit to more than music.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, a couple times. Yeah, I could say that.
What's the situation now between the two of you?
We just keep it normal, like we can be in the same place, like we'll just say well go on and that's it. Do you know what I mean? Cool. Like because you know what it is, it's like it's more for the people around us, because when we're in the same place, like everybody wonders, what's gonna go on, or they might not want to book him where I'm booked because do you know what I mean, or the vice versa. Like so it's like obviously it's better to just show people no, we're not actually like gonna fight, like do you know what I mean? It's not that, you know what I mean? We're both grown men, man.
Of course, man. Until the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight actually happened, I always compared you and Ghetts. It was like the Mayweather-Pacquiao of grime. So now that we've got Mayweather-Pacquiao out of the way, do you think you will ever see like a Ghetts clash? Because you never really clashed.
We never.
Just sending.
Yeah, I always say that we never actually clashed. But I don't know. Maybe like I have thought of like whether we're gonna do it properly one day, or even if we do dubs again or whatever, I don't know, because it's just there, innit? It is one of those rivalries that will always be there forever. It doesn't matter.
Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah, it's like no matter what, even if we end up being cool and on the same tune, we're always gonna take digs, or it's always gonna be I say something and someone automatically thinks I think that's for him.
No matter what happens, you two will always be compared, especially if you imagine if you were on the same tune.
Exactly.
People would definitely compare the two verses.
Yeah.
Mad. So do you think it would ever be a case of like if the price is right, or just if the situation is there?
Yeah, I think if the situation and the price, like I mean, it's not really
a couple zeros.
No, you know what? It never really was a money thing for me, to be honest. But if it happens, it just happens. Like we've been in the same place a few times now, and like it just happens that we've had separate set times. But I guess if we're on the same set and someone goes after the other person, it could just automatically start like that. That's the sick thing about grime. Like clashes actually just come out of nowhere. So yeah, it
could happen, man. So another one, obviously the most recent one, the one that everyone was talking about, was Big H, Lord of the Mic 6. Yeah. So my understanding, there was a clip that floated around really quickly after. Without the lyrics, it was just Big H basically on stage telling Jammer that he wasn't spitting anymore unless he pays him more. Like, what was that taken out of context, or what was the whole...
No, that is what it was, basically. He kept cutting the rounds short. Like
Jammer did or H?
No, H. Like you're meant to do like 3 verses each. Like you go 3 times each. You could, rounds, you could MC for as long as you want, but you go 3 times each. But it felt like that weren't happening. It felt like every time it was getting kind of tense for him, he just next round, next beat. Like, do you know what I mean? And then arguing back and forth with Jammer, and then he was just like, I'm done. But we had agreed, like we all had a meeting, and Jammer said, like, you know what I mean? There's 3 rounds. But we want a bonus round, a 4th round. Well, he said normally you decide after the 3rd round, you decide, do you want to carry on? But he was like, because it's such a main event, he was like, I definitely want 4 rounds. So he knew there was a 4th round, but he was like, nah, I'm not spraying no more. I sprayed all my bars. You want more bars, you need to pay. So yeah, that was kind of, that's exactly what it was.
What's your take on it? Do you think he just ran out of ammo?
Yeah, because he, like, if you watch the clash, like, he started spraying his normal bars that are like 10 years old. He sprayed a bar that was dissing Wiley. Like, Wiley weren't even in the country. He's nothing to do with the clash.
He's not even in the clash.
Exactly.
He's not even in the country.
Do you know what I mean? So I personally feel like, like he rinsed all his bars and he didn't have any more. And I was even saying to him, spray your normal ones. Like, there was plenty of MCs that have been on all the mics in the crowd. And I said, like, man, them, like, I lie, when you flop or forget your bars, you just spray your normal ones because they're still hard. And everyone was like, yeah. And then he even dissed them. He was like, I'm bigger than them. Like, what do they know, sort of thing. So just like, he's just disrespectful, isn't it, really?
Yeah, that's not good, man. He put out a statement afterwards. I'm going to read what I read on that. And the statement said part of it, I mean, it was some long, big statement, like he was writing a letter to the Queen or something like that. But he said, what did he say? He's delighted to hear the crowd booing his opponent for large swaths of the clash. So he's saying, like, he was happy that they were booing you for a lot of the clash. Is that true?
Nah. He actually was there with his brothers and his crew.
Right.
And they did that. They were doing that.
Oh, okay, right.
But then, like, obviously people were doing it back. Like, people were booing H as well. It's like you could, if you watch the DVD, you see me pointing at his brother, like, look at you, you're in the crowd. Like,
right. Acting, okay, so his people in the crowd, right.
You're acting like kids, do you know what I mean? So it's like, they were doing that. And then it was like, it was kind of pointless though, because it was like, the fans were there and could see what was going on. That's how he lost so much respect. Like, if I'm honest, his own people kind of helped him lose. Yeah. Because they were going on like that. It was like, it was forced. It was proven that he needed some sort of help. Yeah. And his own fans had travelled. Like, there was a fan I'd met who was a big H fan, and he had travelled like from like 6 in, paid £100 to get in, and paid like, I don't know, £80 train ticket or something. Yeah. And he was like, I've come here and this is how this guy's acting. Like, he was like, he's lost me today. Like, after what I saw, I got no respect for any of them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, they're grown men. They're grown men doing that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, they're older than me. Like, everyone always puts me in a category, but I'm like, yo, I'm 27. These guys are like the other side of 30. I used to look up to them when they were MCing, you know what I mean? And they're doing stuff like that. It's a joke, really. It's
nuts, man. And like you said, I mean, the tickets were £100 for the event.
£100. So
the fans were there. They were real fans.
Yeah, real fans.
That's nuts, man. That's mad. There was an invitation for a rematch in his letter as well.
Yeah, there was an invitation for a rematch, but the reason why that's all a joke as well, is because after the clash, the moment it ended and he left, he walked outside. I walked outside as well. I walked over to him. Everyone thought it was going to be a hype, like I was going to fight him or something. I was like, no. I want to know what's going on in his head. Like, what's wrong with him? Why has he stopped it? And I said to him, let's go back in and do it properly. Like, finish it. Like, there's only 1 round left. Let's just go back in and finish it. And he was like, no. He believes he's won. Like, no. Then, that night, I was at Jammer's business partner's house, and we was talking about how can we sort this out. And I was like, there's a boiler room set the next day. Right. I was like, let's go there. When the boiler room set finishes, we get everyone to leave, only a certain amount of people stay, and we redo the clash.
Right, okay.
So there's no crowd. There's no crowd. It's just redone properly, no crowd or whatever. They phoned H. This was about 3 in. They phoned H. He agreed. He was like, yeah, cool. The next day came. No show, no sign. Didn't turn up. Weren't interested. Said he's not doing it. He thinks he's won. So it's like, when you write a letter talking about a rematch, you're doing it for the crowd, because there was a planned rematch and you weren't on it. Yeah. You're doing it to save face. Yeah, it's a save face. And even that statement wasn't written by him. It was written by his management.
I was going to say, it's a music company, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was written by his management, because then he come on Twitter and thought it was me saying, he started tweeting me saying, oh, I heard you're asking for a rematch. And I was like, bro, you released a statement And then that's when everyone clocked, it's not you, it's your management releasing that. So the statement ain't even real. It's not from him.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just all a joke over there, if I'm honest.
Strange, man. Strange, isn't it? Strange. So, I mean, another thing I've been talking to people about is the most recent situation that could become a clash would be Chip and Bugzy Malone.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be a good clash?
I think it would have been good. I don't think it would be good now. I think I don't think, like, Chipmunk's a sick MC. I've always rated him. Like, I kind of came in the scene with him as well. Do you know what I mean? I've always rated him, but I think how he dealt with it was all wrong. Like, he came into the scene, like back into the scene on a thing of, dissing Tiny and trying to get everyone on his side, saying that Tiny's been dissing people, but he hasn't. It's them two had a personal issue. So I think trying to get everyone to turn against him was kind of wrong. And then, announcing you're a grime scene savior when there's people been here doing grime for however long and you weren't, you're going to upset a lot of people. So he already got himself on the bad side of a lot of people. And, Bugsy's just, you get me? Chipmunk left the open invitation. He said, anyone, any level, anyone diss me, whatever, I won't have it. Like, he basically, open invitation. So Bugsy's taken that. And yeah, he done his thing. Like, I think it was sick. I think Chipmunk's send was sick. I think Bugsy's sends was sick. But then Chipmunk just ended it. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know if something happened off cams outside the scene, but it's like the moment it started to get heated, like back and forth.
Too hot for Chip, maybe.
Yeah, he just ended it and said, I'm not going to say your name. In one of the tunes, I heard him say something about getting legal teams involved. Like, that's not grime and that's not clashing. I don't know about legal teams and all that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you asked for this. And then the moment it got hot, you kind of stepped out. So for me, I lost that whole vibe of, this is going to be a sick clash, because he just ended it, you know what I mean? And now Bugzy, like, I spoke to him once and I said to him, look, just make sure you focus on your career as well. A lot of mistakes people make it in clashing is they clash and then they don't do nothing with the hype.
Yeah.
They just fade out. But obviously, he's run with it. He's released tunes.
He's got actual music.
You know what I mean?
Not just bars. He's making proper structured music. That's what
he's got proper releases. So now people are looking at him as, he's an artist and he can clash. You know what I mean? So I don't think him and Chipmunk are gonna clash now. To be honest,
you know what I think was sick about that situation? Bugsy's video that he did in Tottenham.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah,
bro, bringing the visuals into it as well, man. I thought that was very, very sick.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a place for like boundaries within clashes and stuff? So, for example, I had a conversation with Manga not too long ago because he's good friends with Maxter. Yeah. And we spoke about the Little Nasty Maxter situation. So obviously on the DVD, the lyrics were muted out. Yeah. So no one really, apart from the people that know in the select few, no one really knows exactly what Nasty said. Yeah. But we do know it was about Maxter's brother who he lost. Yeah. So do you think there should be boundaries and stuff within grime? Yeah, no, definitely. I think between the MCs they are to make that. Like me and H did it. We had a meeting before the clash and I was like, look, it's a clash. I got a sense of humor, but do not disrespect my mum. That's it. I'm cool with anything else, but just don't disrespect my mum. And that's it. And he was like, you know what I mean? He said he's not gonna do that, and he didn't. Do you know what I mean? But in some other clashes, people say, don't do this, don't do that, and people still just cross the line, and it gets mad. It's difficult, isn't it? Because it's almost like they say don't, and then it just giving them some ammo to it's like, I don't know, but that's the thing though. I think clashing is, you definitely got to have the respect in it. You definitely got to be level-headed. I think you should definitely, the MC should definitely speak. Like, this is what I always say to the young MCs coming up. Don't just wake up and diss someone, because at the end of the day, you are dissing someone. They don't know you. You're not friends. They could take offense if they want. You just woke up and disrespected them. Music, and then they always say, it's just music. And I'm like, it's not though. This is, do you know what I mean? This is people's feelings and pride and everything. And like, the way I see it is if you work a 9 to 5 and I come into your workplace and your colleague is dissing your mum or something you don't like, you can't take it, you get mad. Am I allowed to turn around and say, bro, it's just work, chill out? Yeah. It's not the same. You know what I mean? People will be like, nah. And I'm like, well, it's the same for us. This is work for us. And the man's just disrespecting me. It's just on a beat. He's still saying what he's saying. If you take the beat away, it's what he's saying, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, people always mix up the two and say, no, it's just music. It ain't, man. That's why I think it's good if MCs speak and say, look, man, it's cool to do this and that, but there's certain things that, to avoid a situation, I'd like it if you don't say that. Do you know what I mean? If they got respect and they respect their own careers and themselves and their fans,
they won't cross that line.
No, of course, man. The reason I ask you that is because you've mentioned your son in your music before. The fact you've got a son. And I was going to ask you, do you think that opens your son up as a topic in the clash? Do you know what I mean? Because
it does, but at the same time, it's like like I say, it all depends on, man, the MC and the level of respect, man. Do you know what I mean? Like I purposely didn't say nothing before about my girl even being pregnant during the clash, because I thought if he says anything across those lines, I'm gonna go sick. Do you know what I mean? So I just didn't ever mention it to avoid that whole situation. I just didn't mention it, but you know what I mean? I don't know, man. You got to be sick in your head to really disrespect someone's newborn child, and even if their girl's pregnant. I think, I can't be around them people anyway. I wouldn't be clashing that type of person, if I'm honest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But at the same time, I do have a sense of humour, so it depends what you say. I might just find it hilarious. Like, do you know what I mean? There's certain things people say in clashes, and I'm like, yeah, that's jokes. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what's her name? Lady Likes done a thing where she was dissing everyone. I found it hilarious. Do you know what I mean? Like, bare people got upset with her. I was just like, yo, it's funny. What she's saying is funny.
I thought it was good, man. Yeah, I quite liked it. Like.
Yeah, like, I think the tune's sick. I said if it weren't a diss, if she took everyone's names out and it weren't a diss, I say this tune could be a mad single. Like, the chorus is sick. Do you know what I mean? But so yeah, some people just took offense to it. I was just like, yo, it's funny, innit?
Yeah, man. So how do you find being a father and working in music?
Good. I mean, it's a good balance, because sometimes when you're in music, you can lose yourself, like be disconnected with your family and all that. You're just busy. But like my son helps me keep like level-headed, like on the ground. Do you know what I mean? Like I have a switch off button now. Do you know what I mean? I never had that before, but now there's a full switch off button. Like, I will leave my phone. I'm not interested. It's on silent. Yeah. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Like, so yeah,
family time exists.
It's a good balance. Still, it's a good balance, because music can send you mad when you're just doing this and that and this and that. There's no time for yourself. People get stressed out. You see suicide tweets and all of that. Music game is tough sometimes. You know what I mean? Touring is mad. Like, touring is crazy when you're going places and you got to use some toilet on some coach. Like, it's just not the lick. And some squashed up bed, and your bed's like nearly the size of the coach. It's like, it's not the lick. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's good, man. I can't lie. Father Figure's all right, man. I didn't expect it to be as good as it is, to be honest. Yeah, from the stories I hear and like brethrens around me, I just thought, it's going to be stress. But no, man, it's a blessing. There's no better feeling. There's no show I've done that tops having a son, if I'm honest. Yeah.
No, I hear that, man. I agree. I definitely do. You tweeted recently about Drake supporting the UK talent. Yeah. So do you think, I mean, this actually was your tweet, was talking about this. Do you think he really is supporting what we're doing over here, or do you think it's more for PR and kind of...
I don't think it's for PR, because like even 4 or 5 years ago, J. Cole came over and was bigging me up in his interviews in the papers and stuff. And even at his show, he said something, I think he mentioned my name, I asked if I was there. But for me, it's like, if you really do rate someone, you will reach out to them. J. Cole didn't reach out to me. There's plenty of other Americans that have come over, bigged up people, not reached out to them, not done no work with them, nothing. And come on, it's not hard. It's so not hard for a tweet or to get your PR team to hit up their PR team or management, whatever. It's not hard. No. It's a few buttons. Do you know what I mean? So that never happened for a while. Like, none of that was ever happened. People just spoke, and then nothing was heard of again from it. But Drake's actually said, like, you know what I mean? He was putting up pictures of Skepta on his Insta. So it started there, where people were like, raw, like, what? Why would he put that up? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. See, the reason I'm on the other side of the coin with this, because he did a similar thing last time he toured the UK, but with Sneakbo. See, he said, what did he tweet out.
Yeah, what did he do with Sneakbo though?
Well, I know he took him on tour.
Yeah.
And I think he put out a tweet. I can't remember what he said. I think he was in Amsterdam, and he said something about he's on a wave listening to Sneaky in Amsterdam. I can't remember exactly, but he hashtag jet ski or something like that. So everyone knew he was talking about Sneakbo. Sneakbo had a massive buzz here at that point, and he came over and toured and took Sneakbo with him. Yeah. And then I spoke to Sneakbo after, and Sneakbo was like, he's kind of gone quiet. Sneakbo wasn't dissing Drake, obviously, but he just said he'd kind of gone quiet. There was no talk of any songs or collaboration or anything. So in my mind, it was like, okay, cool. That's nice that you're showing love to the UK talents, because he could have brought an American on tour with him. So it's good that he did that. But if you really rate him, put him on a tune.
But that's what I'm saying. Right? He does rate Skepta, and he has put Skepta on a tune.
So they did a WizKid record together, didn't they?
They did that, and like, I know they've definitely been rolling together. I know why he was over here. They was rolling. You brought him out at Wireless, like all of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can definitely see it's definitely going on. Like, he definitely rates him. And do you know what else as well? Like, a lot of people are mixing the two types. Like, you see, obviously he's from Toronto, innit, I think.
Yeah.
See over there, like Canada, they actually like UK
grime.
stuff. Like, not even just grime, but they use UK slang. Like, you can go there now, certain places there now, and speak normal, and they won't fully clock that you're from here, because they talk like us anyway. They use our slang standardly. That's why when you see him doing it on his Insta and all that, some people think, oh yeah, that's him like liking tunes and using it. But if you actually listen to some of his old tunes, he's been using our slang. Do you know what I mean? That's how they are there. So at the same time, I think he does naturally dig certain UK acts, and he's found one that he proper rates. Like, he rates Skepta, and I know the type of person Skepta is like, he's not a beg it. He's not going to beg it with him. He's going to be level-headed, and I think Drake's probably seen that and rated that so much that he's just like, yo, I want to work with this guy. Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm seeing it. It's happening. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is exciting, man. But like I say, I hope it's not all for PR to sell his upcoming, because he's going to bring the OVO thing over. And I just hope it's authentic.
I hope so too. We never know. I'm just saying, from what I could see, it does look like he's rating the thing. I can't lie. Do you know what I mean? Like, it does look like that.
Either way, in all honesty, Skepta's winning no matter what.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Skepta's getting the publicity out of it. And did you see the wireless videos?
Yeah, I see it. I see it all. I mean, but even without that, Skepta was killing it anyway. Yeah. That's why I think it's just sick, because for me, when I saw that moment of Drake bringing him out, it wasn't, for me, it was a big moment for Skepta, but for me, it was more a big moment for Drake, because everyone was co-signing, like, oh yeah, Skepta's rolling with Drake, not like Drake's bringing out Skepta. It was more like, yo, Skepta is kind of, he's rolling with Drake. Like, yeah, Drake's kind of getting like, obviously he had all them memes where he was like, not a waste man, but you know what I mean? People are making memes like he's the softest guy and all this. I have not seen none of those talks anymore. Nah. Since all this, you know what I mean? It's like Skepta gave him mad credibility. Like, he's man them. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah, that's how I see it. 'Cause I'm not going to lie, I never really used to like, obviously I listened to Drake's tunes and that, but I weren't really rating him as like, yeah, man, the person. But since he's been doing this, I'm like, no, Drake's cool, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's the power Skepta has.
Definitely. Something else that I saw on Twitter that excited me was Preditah actually tweeted you. Yeah. I said that it's about time that you make some music together.
Yeah. We've been speaking for years. Obviously, we've known each other for years. Like, I used to go up Birmingham all the time. Do you know what I mean? So I've known him for time, and like we've done like I vocal a couple of his grime tunes here and there, and even when I did my Fire in the Booth, I had one of his exclusive tunes there, and I know he more like, we used to have conversations about like when we make music, when grime artists make music, they're just like narrow-minded. They don't think about the massive picture there is. They just think, I'm gonna write this lyric and it's only good to me. They don't think about whether different age groups can relate. They don't think about, can it be played in a club? Can it be played on radio? They don't think about all of that. So I know Preditah, he doesn't really work with many MCs because they don't. He likes to make proper tunes that can go everywhere.
Proper structure.
You know what I mean? But he understands. I do that as well. So it's like, he's like, yeah, for real. Like, it is time. Like, I've been telling him, I'm not trying to release my album without doing a tune with you. Do you know what I mean? So he was just like, yeah, it's time. You know what I mean? He's got time. The summer's gonna come to an end soon. So it's like, yeah, we'll sit down and do something, man.
Exciting, man. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing that. So the new album, album or mixtape? Money Over Everyone 2. That's a
mixtape.
A mixtape.
Yeah.
Right, so out there on iTunes.
Yeah,
of course.
That's out there now.
So it's an independent release.
Yeah.
How much? So it's $6.99 is the price. This is what I was interested to know. How much of that money do you get as an artist?
It's kind of weird because like, before I put it out, I actually only just found out that iTunes take like 30-40% standard.
Right.
Before. You don't even know. It just varies. You just see a statement and it says, oh yeah, this is how much you get. But until you actually go through the figures, you'll realise, like there's like 30-40% missing. But that's because they just take that.
Right.
And then if you've gone through a distribution company, they normally take 15% or 20%. Depends on the deal you make with them. So already 60% is gone. So out of $6.99, I'm probably getting like 40% of it.
£2.50.
Maybe, yeah. If it goes to HMV, it's the same thing. You're not, whatever the people are buying it for, that's not all going to me. No. Do you know what I mean? There is the percentages. And then if you're on a deal as well, then that's another percentage coming out. They might take 30%. You might be left with 5% at the end of the day. Like, it's tough for some artists. That's why, like, yeah, I'm glad I can still do my thing independently. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But yeah, I more did it just to see what the game's like kind of now. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of things that you didn't have to do before, like the whole PR thing. I weren't really doing as much as you would have to do now, sending the tunes to radio, bare interviews. I've done more interviews
for this one.
For this CD than I've ever done for a project. Like, I never really used to do mad interviews. I used to just go on, do a freestyle, and that's it, or something. Do you know what I mean? But now it's like, yeah, there's a lot more stuff that happens, which is, I think it's fun, but yeah.
It's the digital age, man. It's the whole package in it, the content, the videos, the visuals, everything's got to be there. Yeah. You mentioned earlier, so you said about Chip getting the legal teams involved with because Bugzy put his pepper rhythm up.
Yeah,
it's not the pepper rhythm, sorry. Bugzy sampled one of Chip's bars.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, was there any legal implications with putting your pepper rhythm on the release?
No, because I actually got it from Rapid.
So
he
Rapid
made the beat. Yeah, he produced it.
So he just.
I literally hit him up, said, "Yo, can I have the tune? I want to vocal it, put it on my CD." He was like, "Yeah, cool." In terms of like registering PRS and all that, it's all registered. So he gets his payment for being a producer. I get my payment for my vocal version of it. It's like, yeah.
So did you have to pay him for the beat, or he's just like, cool?
No, he was just like, cool. I mean, he basically gets his payment out of PRS. It's like whatever, but yeah, like. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of have relationships where it's more of an understanding. It's like, if I was to make some crazy money off it, then no doubt I'd be like, yo, here, I'll just take this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
The way I weren't really trying to push it as some mad mixtape. It was more just to have something out, released.
Just a release.
Yeah, because it's like, I am doing an album, but I had tons of music sitting there, and it's like, it's only going to sit there if it's not going on the album. What am I going to do with it? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So. We're at a point now, like, there's so many new like fans for grime.
Yeah.
And what it seems to me as well, if you look at like the iTunes charts, for example, people are buying it now.
Yeah,
like, people are actually out there spending money on grime. It's like this new wave of real fans supporting the music. What do you think sparked that off?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't say exactly what just made it happen, but what I do know is the way it works is like we've always had grime fans that have been buying the music, but it's just not enough for it to chart.
Yeah.
But then there's every genre has its own set of fans. Like, there's a person who only listens to dubstep, only listens to drum and bass. That person only listens to hip hop. You know what I mean? That person only listens to grime. So when it comes to releasing grime, only the people that listen to grime are buying it. But then there's a pot in the middle of people that just listen to music and buy music. Whatever genre is popping at that moment, they're more probably buying that.
Right, yeah.
But they do buy everything, but they're more just buying what's all over the TV and everything. Do you know what I mean? And at the moment, where grime's all over the TV, adverts, do you know what I mean? Artists going everywhere, festivals, that pot now is looking at grime.
Got you.
I think that's what's happened. That's why there's so much of a wave now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not even just grime, UK music, because Skepta and Conan are definitely killing it as well, and they're hip hop. So I don't think it's grime. I think it's just UK acts. Everybody's looking at us lot because we all kind of roll with each other. We all got history where we've done tunes together, tweet each other and whatever. So it's like that pot of people that just listen to music and want to know what's popping now.
Swung round to grime.
They're looking at this
all
now.
Of them together,
So they're buying everything here. I think that's what it is, and we just need to make sure we're producing, because before no one was really releasing. Do you know what I mean? Like before this year, not many people had released anything, if I'm honest. Like I release EPs every year, but that's just like 5 tracks, and I had grime on every single one, but it wouldn't be necessarily the grime one that would go off. Like when trap was a thing, it would be like maybe the trap-ish one that's going off. Like when I dropped Originators, everyone was into that. But when I dropped a video,
Sweet Shot went nuts when you put that one.
Do you know what I mean? The dubstep, everyone was focused on that. But this year, when I dropped a video for my grime tune, Give Me 2 Minutes, everyone went sick about it. But that tune's a year old. I just dropped a video this year.
Right.
So that just shows how much they're into grime now, that they missed it then. But they're like, yeah, this is sick. And I'm like, bro, this is old, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But they're just looking for it now. Like even when I went to Japan last year, they're going mad for it. They're on it, man.
That's crazy. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, they're on it. They're going mad.
That's sick, man. So I haven't heard the whole album. Is it like just completely grime? Because there's 20 tracks, right? So is it all grime tracks, or is there any kind of... Because I'd say you're good at rap as well. Round the Clock, for example. I know I've heard you say that you're not a rapper before, but Round the Clock for me wasn't a grime tune.
Yeah, no.
For me, that's because it's like 103 BPM.
Yeah,
or something.
it was just it was weird. It was just a different sound.
So for me, that was a rap record.
Yeah.
So like the album, is it all grime, all around 70 BPM or?
Yeah. It's all like 140. I mean, there is something produced by Splurge Boys that I think someone would have expected me to rap on, but I still brought a grime flow to it. Yeah, it is more or less just grime, just 20 tracks of grime, really, to be honest. I mean, I'm known for that anyway when it comes to mixtapes. I've always done like long CDs because I want it to just last. I want people to just have as much as material as possible so I can take the time out to focus on something now, focus on getting the album done. Because we move quick over here. Like, you can release something and then 2 weeks later, oh, what's next? I'm like, bro, it's been 2 weeks. Like, innit? You know what I mean? I haven't even sent an invoice to get paid for the CD yet. Like, and you want something else? Like, it's like, it's funny.
That's mad, man. So what about collaborations? I know you got OGs on there.
Yeah.
Who else is on the release?
I got Safwan and Deadly from Birmingham, Stay Fresh. I got a singer on there called Emil. She's coming up. Mainly producers though. I mean, the biggest features on there would be Noom Generals. Yeah, I did a sick tune with them.
They do Roll Up.
No, that's with Safwan and that. It's
Footsie made that, no?
Yeah, he made the beat still. But Sounds of the Sirs featuring Noom Generals. That's produced by Spyro. Right. That's like Spyro's Rhythm and Gash remix. I'm probably gonna shoot a video for that this week actually. Sick. Yeah. I
think that must be one of the ones I haven't heard. I don't think I heard that one.
Yeah, that's the next one I'm gonna be pushing.
Yeah,
that's the next one.
Sick, man. So we mentioned dubstep as well. How's the dubstep scene? Because I know you did all right out of the dubstep wave.
Yeah.
You did pretty good. I saw you on a lot of the lineups and stuff. A lot of the raves that are going on had P Money on there.
Yeah, I mean, people were saying I was like basically the first proper dubstep MC, like the dubstep vocalist that weren't a singer or something. So yeah, a lot of people were like praising me for that. Like even in America, I think the dubstep scene is still going on in America, but it's not over here. Do you know what I mean? But every time someone goes to America, they're like, yeah, I was in a club, they're just banging out your tunes. So I know there's still a scene over there, but yeah, like I had dubstep on my first ever CD, my first ever mixtape I ever done. I had dubstep on there. You know what I mean? I've been into it from young. You know what I mean? I even had an R&B tune on that CD. Like, so I've always been doing different types of music. But yeah, dubstep, it did well. I mean, I can't lie, it helped me help grime as well though, because when I was MCing on there was like, what style was this? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, it's grime. I am a grime MC. I'm just MCing on this. Do you know what I mean? So, and then slowly but surely, like, they allowed more MCs to kind of cross over and link.
Not only that, the fans gravitated towards grime as
like
well.
There was just a bunch of fans that liked grime and dubstep together. That's how I was doing well at festivals and everything. And to this day, I'm still known as the guy that can come to a festival, not even perform a tune, just spray bars and get everyone hyped because I can spray on different types of beats. You know what I mean? So yeah, it did help a lot. I can't lie, man.
I play a lot of student events and like your Sweet Shop version still gets a lot of requests.
Yeah.
So I don't really even play too much dubstep in the student events no more because it's like you say, it's kind of moved on over here. But there's always some people like, if you P Money Sweet Shop, it's mad, man.
Yeah, there's people still into the dubstep thing because you know what I noticed with genres, they obviously genres go quiet, but they never die because there's always an underground scene. Yeah, there's always people that are looking for it, like it's banned. Like, yo, I'm listening to this on the low. Do you know what I mean? So there are people out there that still.
And not to mention the DJs that stick with it as well.
Exactly.
And stay with their genre as well. It's a quiet time.
Exactly.
So it keeps things alive. What's the status of the OGs right now? Have you got a project coming?
Yeah, we're working on OG Season 2. It's more like an album and that. I think we're actually going to try and look for like not a big deal, but like a mini deal just to help push it as well. And
like distribution or something?
Yeah, distribution, yeah. Because you know what it is? It's like, you can do a lot by yourself, but we noticed like, as a collective, we haven't done stuff together for a while. So the actual name OGs is known in like grime and everything, but to the outside world, like the proper world, it's not as big as we'd want it. Do you know what I mean? So I think a little deal where we get that sort of push will help. You know what I mean? It will definitely help. So we're looking at things like that as well. Plus, none of us have actually been in some mad deal anyway. So it's almost like a tester, like to see what it's like, to see what kind of help you can get. Because I've seen people go from no lyrics, nothing, to one tune and a deal, and then their careers popping there around the world. So sometimes it makes you wonder, like, okay, a label, maybe depending on what label it is, they can help. Some labels go and tear people up, mess up careers, make them go and do some weird stuff, like you're a hardcore rapper and they start telling you sing. It's like weird. But there's some labels like Virgin that will definitely just support you and just make you, they just make everything 10 times bigger than what it is. Do you know what I mean? So we're looking at that. But yeah, we got a couple singles, videos, the album. So yeah, man,
it's
quite
all coming.
a lot.
Season 2 is on the way.
It's all there.
I'm excited for that. So we come to a part of the interview called the fun bit. So basically, I find out about P Money some random questions from a completely different angle. P Money, you ready for the fun bit?
Go on then.
If you could have any animal for a pet, what animal would it be?
Tiger.
A tiger. What's your favourite TV show?
Right now, Scandal, man.
Yeah. I just finished it. I was sick.
Now,
if you could work with anyone, dead or alive, musically, who would it be?
Anyone?
Yeah. Ultimate collaboration.
JME.
JME, yeah.
Yeah.
That's anyone, dead or alive.
Yeah, JME.
Because you two ain't done a track together.
No, not like just me and him. No, but yeah, JME. I've always rated him from young. Before I even started MCing, I was listening to him. Yeah. Yeah,
that's sick. What's the scariest thing that's ever happened to you?
Plane nearly crashing when it landed.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Where was that?
Gatwick. And I was even tweeting about it. They all like paid me money and everything. I was going mad. I was upset.
Really?
Yeah, like.
So what happened? Talk me through that.
Like, basically, coming back from Japan, got to the airport first of all, and they was like, "Oh yeah, do you want to change flight?" And was like, "No, why?" And they was like, "Oh yeah, basically they didn't tell me, but I had to get it out of them that they've overbooked." So it was like, "We got no seats." So I was like, "No, I'm not hearing that. This flight's been paid for. Find me a seat now." Anyway, got on this plane, landing now. It was just like turbulence. Yeah. But I'm normal. I'm alright with turbulence. But when it landed, the plane was skidding and like, you know, you hear a car skid.
Yeah.
A plane was skidding. Like you could hear the wheels screeching. A plane doing that. It's not normal. Do you know what I mean? And it was proper like going side to side. And I was just like, it's just that moment of we're gonna flip. Do you know what I mean? This is going to flip any minute. It was ridiculous. And when I was tweeting about it, I knew I weren't exaggerating because straight away they hollered me and was like, "Oh, DM us, let's talk." Do you know what I mean? Because I was just, I was going mad. Like, it was scary. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in a car crash and nearly died, but that was way more scarier. Because it's just, you're on a plane, do you know what I mean? It's like, and it's going at some dumb speed, skidding. Like, everything's blurry outside. Like, it was mental. I'm thinking, this is it. Like, I'm going to crash, not even like crash land. I've landed, but we're going to crash. Like,
wow. How much they pay you?
I think it was about £800 maybe. Yeah. Yeah, about £800.
How much the ticket cost?
I can't remember because obviously flights are sorted for us.
Oh, so, right, yeah, of course. Yeah. That's not bad though. Yeah. Would you go for it again for £800? Would you do it again?
No.
Would you not for £800?
No. If I know nothing's gonna happen and I'm alright, then cool. But obviously you never know that, so no.
What's the worst job you ever had?
Worst job? I never had a job, so
just always music.
Yeah, I've never had. It's a bad thing and a good thing, I guess. But I've never had a job.
If you could eat lunch with any celebrity, who would it be?
Any celebrity?
Anyone.
I don't know. Probably Kevin Hart or something, man. He's funny. He's funny still.
Yeah, very funny guy.
Yeah.
Right, this one. Would you rather have a normal home somewhere incredible or an incredible home somewhere normal?
Normal home somewhere incredible. Yeah, I'm not fussy like that still, but if I'm in some sick place, I'm cool. I can have a normal home.
Look out the window for a sick view.
Yeah.
If you got windows. Have you got any scars? No scars?
No, I don't. Actually, yeah, I got one under here. When I shave here, it pokes through, yeah. I think I was about 9 or 10 and I was running. I was chasing someone. No, we was just running. It was a race. And you know when you're so focused, like he's ahead of me and I'm so focused, I'm running. I was like, yeah, 9. And he just moved and there was just something there. I just went straight into it. Wow. Had to have mad stitches and everything. I was just, yeah. So under here, yeah, I got like a line.
It's all covered up now though.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Disney movie?
Nah.
Come on, you've got a son, man. I know you've got a young kid, so you can't even tell me you don't watch Disney movies.
Honestly, I don't watch the Disney thing. We ain't watching no Disney Channel.
No?
It's no Cartoon Network and that. Still, Amazing World of Gumball or something like that. I'm always watching that with him. But yeah, I don't do the Disney stuff. My girl does the Disney stuff.
Okay, all right then. What's the most expensive thing you ever bought?
Most expensive? House, innit? House, yeah.
Nice. Money bought you, music bought you the house, yeah?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, man.
That's absolutely sick. That's it, man. We come to the end.
Cool, man.
Anything you want to tell the fans? You look relieved.
No, I'm cool. Nah, man, just, Money Over Everyone 2's out now. Watch out for the album, watch out for the OG's projects, and get at me on Twitter at King P Money.
King P Money, tell him.
Or Instagram, same thing. Or Facebook, P Money Official. It's really me. Just tweet me. If I see it, I'll get back to you. Yeah, man.
Sick. That's it. Well, thanks for passing through, bruv. I really appreciate that.
Cool,
it's
man.
DJ DUBL here with King P Money. And we're out of here.